6'7", weighing in at 170 pounds. There you see the reach advantage going the way of the Russian, and the leg reach advantage as well. Magomedkerimov is 28 years of age and 6 feet 1 inches tall, so he has the length and the range. The power, not on that chart, definitely going the way of Ray Cooper III. For the final time, we send it inside the cage to Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, live around the world from a Hulu Theater here in Madison Square Garden, New York City. We have arrived to the final bout of the evening. 5 rounds for $1 million and the PFL Welterweight Championship of the World. Sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission, the executive director is Kim Sembler. Your 3 judges scoring at cage side, 𝗟𝗘𝗏𝗧𝗏, Tim Corrado, and Dave Torelli. And when the action begins inside the cage, referee in charge, Todd Anderson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the world is ready. New York, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's a wrestler standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in officially 169 3/4 pounds. In 27 professional fights, his record 22 victories and 5 defeats. Here's the number 3 seeded welterweight from Makhachkala, Dagestan, Russia, Magomed Magomedkerimov. And across the cage, his opponent fighting under the red corner. He's a boxer standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in officially 169 1/2 pounds. In 22 professional fights, his record 17 victories and 5 defeats. He is the number 1 seeded welterweight from Pearl City, Hawaii, Brother Boy, Ray Cooper.
They've been waiting for months to get together to decide this one. It could end in seconds. Both fighters very dangerous as we get ready for the final fight of 2018 and the final title on the line as Ray Cooper comes forward. Magomedkerimov, though, with a nice scramble.
Wow, nice single leg, going to take his back.
Listen, Cooper has 3 submission losses. He never had, and he has a whole bunch of Magomedkerimov submission wins, so this is a very smart thing to do.
He's in a very, very bad place right now.
If you want to slow Ray Cooper down, don't get in front of him, take his back. Probably the best way to slow that pace and that power. No panic, though, from Ray Cooper III as he tries to protect as much as he can. Dagestani Magomedkerimov holding on tight. Both hooks in, searching for an opening. Now Magomedkerimov going at it. Heavy punches coming in.
Trying to sink the choke now, trying to get under the chin.
Like
he's close. He's very, very close.
It's not underneath the jaw, but still his own jaw can be pulled in the neck.
And it hurts like heck.
Yep.
Trying to find the hands. Ray Cooper trying to find Kerimov's hands.
He's got it.
And he got him.
Wow.
Now he's got one of those hands. He's got good hand control now. Kerimov lost one of his hooks.
Ray Cooper staying calm. Magomedkerimov sensing this as an opportunity, end it quickly. The last thing he wants is to let Ray Cooper get up again and start firing off shots.
Cooper's got a single now. It's Cooper with the overhook. Trying to pull Kerimov up chest to chest. He's back on his feet. Double underhooks now by Ray Cooper.
Very smart.
Trying to keep Kerimov from getting in on those hips and finding a way to put him back on the mat.
Certainly a smart tactic by Magomed Magomedkerimov. Didn't stand in front of Ray Cooper. Now trying to get him back to the ground as Cooper fires off an undercut. No damage done. All those fans from Hawaii holding their breath momentarily as Magomedkerimov trying to seek in that rear naked choke as Ray is able to defend it. But this pace is certainly, boss, got to favor Magomedkerimov.
Yeah, he's doing a nice off balance by Ray Cooper. Use that little twisting off balance to get off the fence. And now you're going to see him go back to slinging that leather. But Kerimov doing a great job, coming right back into the clinch and tying up Ray Cooper. We'll try and make him wrestle, make him grapple, make him pummel, take some of the steam out of those arms.
Kerimov's doing a really good job. As soon as he lets go, he right away is at the perfect distance again.
Little change by Kerimov.
The attempt there by Cooper. A nice one delivered by Magomedkerimov.
90 seconds to go here in round number 1. This one's scheduled for 5. The final fight of the night here at the PFL Championship. This for the welterweight World Championship.
Nice little trip attempt. Use his foot to pick that leg up and then catch it with his hand.
That was really nice.
Secure that takedown.
Wow.
That wrestling base for Ray Cooper III paying off tonight so far.
His defense, guys, has been the most impressive thing early on, as Magomedkerimov has certainly been all over him, changing the pace, changing the dynamic of the fight that Ray Cooper III is normally used to here in the PFL. And now back to the center of the cage.
Kerimov just smartly not willing to stand and try to bang with Ray Cooper III.
You see how he stays and moves angles,
absolutely.
So good.
Gonna make Cooper chase him. And as the harder Cooper chases him, the easier it's gonna be to take him down.
Oh, knee.
Nice knee, sharp knee.
First Cooper gave him one and he got 2 back.
10 seconds to go here in round number 1.
Oh, nice overhand right.
Connects to the chin, Magomedkerimov. And round number 1 is complete. Partisan crowd at the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden. Ray Cooper III bringing close to 80 people here from the island's family and friends. Back to how he likes to fight. Magomedkerimov showing great footwork, moving laterally, guys, getting away from those big punches that Ray's going to fire off.
He's doing a great job with the front kicks, keep him at bay, long straight punches, and then his distance is perfect as well. So, and as you mentioned, the angle, he's doing everything right. It looked like a headbutt almost, right?
He fell into that third punch. It landed, but Kerimov doing a great job of being a moving target. He is not going to stop moving.
It was interesting in talking with Magomedkerimov. He said, I get the win either the first or third round, which made me think, what are you thinking about the second round? Ray Cooper continuing to come forward, certainly in a more comfortable position now than he was in round number 1.
I think he's recognized he's going to have to settle in and find his, strategically find his way to get how to get to this guy and get that shot landed. He came out so ferocious and hard that he was a bit reckless, and that's what put him in bad position in that first round. There's a nice hit.
Everybody had. And he knows also if he connects a clean shot, fight's going to be over.
Jake Shields saying that Ray Cooper, one of the hardest hitters he's ever faced, and he has faced some of the best. Cooper continuing to come forward. Magomedkerimov doing a great job of escaping the danger.
Sometimes when you swing big, you miss big.
Well, Magomedkerimov, he said he had the game plan, right? And till now he did great. Only now he lost it a little bit because of the reason what you said, Randy. Now Cooper is ready for it. A nice right hand.
And here's Cooper with the takedown attempt. Single, high single, switches to the body lock.
Nice.
Worth noting that Ray Cooper knocking out all 4 of his opponents this year, and Magomedkerimov
guillotine
has
attempt.
never been knocked out. Look at this.
Magomed
He jumps into it.
Magomedkerimov jumped down.
Has he done it? It is all over.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 2 minutes, 18 seconds. Round number 2, submission by guillotine for your winner of $1 million. He is a new PFL welterweight champion of the world, Magomed Magomedkerimov.
Ali Isaev, 3 inches of an advantage in the arms. Jared Rosholt, 3.5-inch advantage in the legs. Only 8 pounds between these 2 heavyweights. That's not a lot of disparity in this division.
No, definitely not. Both these guys, strong wrestling pedigrees. Ali Isaev, 2008 Olympian for Azerbaijan. Jared Rosholt, obviously collegiate All-American 3 times, most winningest heavyweight in the history of Oklahoma State University, something I'm a little familiar with. My alma mater.
What do you know about that, Randy?
I'm going to have to sit still.
Lillian Garcia gets the heavyweight started inside the PFL Spark Game.
Fight fans, this next championship fight is in the heavyweight division, and it is a classic Russia versus USA matchup. This bout is brought to you by the new movie Bad Boys for Life, starring Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, in theaters January 17th. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a wrestler, standing at 6'2", weighing in officially at 251 pounds. In 27 professional bouts, he has a record of 20 victories and 7 defeats, with 7 wins by knockout. He is the number 7 seed, fighting out of Sandpoint, Idaho, and representing the United States of America. Here is Jared the Big Show Rosholt! His opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He is also a wrestler, standing at 6'3", weighing in officially at 259 pounds. He has an undefeated record of 8-0 and was a 2008 Olympian in freestyle wrestling. He is the number 5 seed, fighting out of Dagestan, Russia. Here is Ali Isaev. Your referee in charge, 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘.
3 large men inside the cage as 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 completes the trifecta there. Sean O'Connell and Randy Couture cage side. Jared Rosholt in the gray trunks. Ali Isaev in the light blue. 5 5-minute heavyweight rounds for a world championship and $1 million. The 4th of 6 titles to be awarded tonight in PFL Season 2. Leg kick to start the action there from Jared Rosholt. Another leg kick from Rosholt. Spinning wheel kick there, just grazed Jared Rosholt. Isaev feels like he might have hurt him. Nice long hook there from Rosholt. Backs Ali Isaev up.
For a big guy, Isaev moves really, really well.
He's very athletic. Yeah, he's extremely athletic. Dives in after the right hand there on a takedown attempt. He's able to complete it. Moves immediately to side control, trying to separate Jared Rosholt from the fence where he could potentially work his way up.
It's like Isaev is going to sit to a traditional wrestling headlock here. The last person I see do this was Mark Coleman years ago in the UFC. This can turn into a pretty difficult neck crank if he sets it up right.
Rosholt trying to go out the back door here, trying to squeeze his head out.
Nice job by Rosholt to use that arm across the waist and find his way out the back door, exactly like you said, Sean.
And we talked about the wrestling pedigree coming into this fight, Randy. You've got Jared Rosholt, collegiate All-American 3 times over. former Olympian in freestyle, which style translates better to mixed martial arts. Worth noting, by the way, that back in 2008, when Ali Isaev represented Azerbaijan, he was eliminated from the Olympic tournament by the eventual champion, who then got stripped of his medal for being on steroids. So he only lost to a guy who was not only the best in the field, but was also juiced.
He is a very, very, very good athlete. And I think of the wrestling styles, the collegiate style translates to fighting much better. It's more about control, it's more about position. But we're dealing with a top-level athlete. Like choke attempt by Isaev.
It's better of the choke attempt. Tries to go to work with a couple hammer fists there on Jared Rosholt. Rosholt works back to his feet once again. 2 takedowns, 2 escapes.
Maybe a little contrast between 155-pounders and the heavyweights.
Well, the thing that people don't understand sometimes when watching fights that start with this style, it's actually, and you know this better than anyone, Randy, it's exhausting. Pressing a big body up against the cage, every little muscle firing. And you were doing it at what, 220 pounds against the big guys?
Yeah, those are 2 very big men.
Isaev stalking forward here. Rosholt pawing with his left. David Michaud out there underneath the escalator. That's the best warm-up spot at Madison Square Garden. That's where I was last year.
Nice leg kick by Jared Rosholt.
That welterweight fight will be next. Spinning back kick there from Ali Isaev. Michaud will take on Ray Cooper III. Both of those guys coming off big performances in our playoffs. Both own some knockout victories this year as well. Inside 1 minute remaining here in the first round of our heavyweight title bout. An exchange of kicks, 250 plus pounds behind all of them. Nice left hand there from Rosholt. Isaev ducks under though, forces another takedown.
Guillotine attempt by Rosholt. Not sure if it's tight, can't see his hands.
Kicking his left leg up over there. He must feel like it's worth at least squeezing on. You see Isaev fighting the hands there with his own left. Both men appear content to kind of ride out the round here. You see Rosholt somewhat nonplussed by the exchange here. 5 seconds remain in round 1. 1 round down in the heavyweight title bout. Back in a moment.
All right, round 2, gentlemen, let's go.
Welcome back to the 2019 PFL Championships. Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture. Ali Isaev opens round 2 with a spinning wheel kick. Heavyweight title bout in what has been an action-packed evening so far at Madison Square Garden's Hulu Theater.
Some amazing fights tonight, and 3 more amazing fights coming. The pace in this heavyweight division.
An illegal kick just misses there for Ali Isaev.
He's lucky that missed, because he was a downed opponent on his knees. Shin went right over Rosholt's head. And yes, 2 more championship fights tonight. Amazing action so far.
Isaev just sitting on that shoulder of Jared Rosholt. Great defense there for the low single. Isaev, the strength on display there, just shoves the 250-plus pounder. And now he elevates Jared Rosholt. Big slam. Ali Isaev isolates the right arm of Jared Rosholt. Crucifix ride here, Randy, and a tough spot for Jared Rosholt to be in.
You need to put a beeper and a light on that when he picks guys up like that. That's unbelievable.
Crossbody ride here by Ali Isaev. Jared Rosholt needs to get his right arm out from between the legs of the Dagestani fighter. 90 seconds gone here in round number 2 of a possible 5 with a heavyweight title and $1 million on the line. This is the biggest night in mixed martial arts. At present moment, quite literally biggest, with our heavyweights in the cage. 6 title fights, 6 belts, 6 $1 million prizes. Rosholt did a good job extricating himself from that crucifix position. And you can't hang out here long against Ali Isaev.
No, he's got to get his legs in the fight. He's got to start creating some distance and some scrambles. And use that collegiate wrestling to get back to his feet, fight hands, and face this guy.
One of the tough things about being a wrestler of such high pedigree for a Jared Rosholt is you're not in this position often. On your back, somebody big riding you. He's usually in the reverse here, so the skill set isn't always as developed in escaping from the bottom.
Absolutely true. We are not used to spending a lot of time fighting off of our backs this way. It's one thing to bridge and not get pinned, but then you just turn to go to your stomach and find a way to get up, and that doesn't happen in fighting the same way.
When I was a high school wrestler, Randy, I grew quite adept at fighting off my back, unfortunately.
County lights, where you shine.
Inside Isaev's corner.
Punch to the body. Just like that. Go to the torso, 2 minutes. Ali, 2 minutes. Keep punching to the torso. More body punches. Put your right leg on top of him. Sit on top of him. Stride him.
Isaev's cousin, Rashid Magomedov, was a finalist last year. He lost the belt to Rosholt. Now he's content to be in the corner of his cousin Ali Isaev, who rides out the round on top of 3-time All-American from Oklahoma State, Jared Rosholt, who so far has had no answer to get up off his back here.
This is a much tougher position with a 260-pound guy sitting on top of you.
The USA chance, a classic USA versus Russia matchup. Right now, unfortunately, for the home crowd at least, all Russia. Inside of 1 minute remains here in round number 2. And Randy, this is one of the criticisms of Jared Rosholt in his career. He's an excellent fighter, but there's sometimes questions about how much urgency he puts in when there's situations where he can finish from the top or when he needs to get out from the bottom. People wonder if he's really going all the way as hard as he can. Now, I know, easier said than done to get out from under Ali Isaev, but that's what the criticisms have been.
I just think heavyweight fights, especially heavyweights like this, is a much different pace. It's a different animal than every other weight class in this sport.
Absolutely true. Ali Isaev in the blue trunks, riding out the round here after the high elevation dump. Round 3 next. Third of potentially 5 rounds here as these heavyweights square off. Jared Rosholt, the American, in the gray trunks. Ali Isaev in the light blue, representing Russia. He opens with another spinning kick.
I'd like to see Rosholt bend his knees a little more, lower his level, and throw those punches from that lower level, and keep wading in to Ali that way. He can hit him. There's a couple nice shots, and that way Ali can't get under him and double leg him the way he's been doing. Bend those knees, throw those, angle those punches up at him. Angle up.
Isaev ducks under again, charges through for another successful takedown attempt. And here he sits into that side control position again, crossbody, working on the midsection there of Jared Rosholt.
Rosholt has got to get his feet into this game and create some space. He's locked his feet in a half guard position. He's got to use those big levers, those legs, to create space, push Isaev's hips off, and create a scramble, and then use his wrestling ability and that scrambling ability to find his way out, at least back to his feet, and maybe back on top of Isaev.
Shoulder pressure, forearm pressure there from Ali Isaev. Don't forget, Bad Boys for Life, starring Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, in theaters January 17th. So just a couple of weeks away. We're already into 2020, man. What is happening?
The roaring 20s are back.
Big right hand from the top there by Ali Isaev.
Scramble, Rosholt in on his own double leg.
Isaev looks for a choke to deter the takedown attempt. Forces Rosholt to address the hands of Ali Isaev. Back to the clinch against the cage they go. 3 minutes remain here in the third round. This is the fourth of 6 World Championship fights tonight. The biggest night in MMA. Don't forget, still to come on ESPN2. Kayla Harrison, Larissa Pacheco, the two-time Olympic judo gold medalist Kayla Harrison, still undefeated. Larissa Pacheco looking for redemption.
I cannot wait to see that fight. That's going to be an amazing fight. And again, another historic fight here in the Professional Fighters League.
The first time ever that women's 155-pound gold will be up for grabs. Oh, and by the way, a handsome little $1 million check to go along with it. Kayla Harrison wouldn't mind that, I'm quite sure. Rosholt goes to work on the leg of Ali Isaev with some hammer fists. Inside of 2 minutes here in round number 3, 𝗟𝗘𝗦𝗘 steps in to encourage a little more action. Significant slowing of the pace here, as is sometimes customary of the heavyweights.
Rosholt could be effective in this clinch position. It doesn't appear that he spent a lot of time working on creating space to rip punches up through that space, but he's definitely in the right place. Tough for Ali to take him down or do anything to him. He's got his back to the fence.
Effective striking from these close quarters, much easier said than done, but the man next to me, one of the best to ever do it. So if you can get a Randy Couture tip or two, you might find some success here. A reverse position, and now Ali Isaev goes to work with some uppercuts and a knee or two. Rosholt answers, trying to punish the inside leg there. 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗘'𝗦's seen enough against the cage. 1 minute remains here in round number 3. He wants more action. Back to the center they go. Isaev showing a little bit of fatigue, but still able to duck under that left hand from Rosholt. Uppercut attempt from Rosholt as Isaev tries to dive in.
Nice little leg sweep by Rosholt.
Nice right hand from Isaev.
That one was on the button.
We saw what happened against Denis Goltsov when he let his hands go. Immense power behind that 265-pound frame. Ali Isaev, somewhat reluctant so far in his career to really put punching combinations together. A 4th round ahead at a heavyweight, that means something. We'll find out what when we come back. For the first time in that man's career, he will be fighting in a 4th round. Jared Rosholt, 30 fights deep in his MMA career, never been to a 4th round. Ali Isaev, only 8 fights under his belt. He has not been to a 4th round either. Heavyweight gold on the line. And another wheel kick there from Ali Isaev. That's 4 for 4. He starts every round with one.
They all landed, and that one landed on the jaw of Jared Rosholt.
Shrugs it off. Sean O'Connell and Randy Couture beside the PFL Smart Cage. Rosholt looking to go to work. Right hand sneaks over the top, but now he just presses into the body of Ali Isaev. Both of these guys headed to the corner between rounds 3 and 4, Randy. A little worse for the wear. Fatigue, obviously, a big factor in a heavyweight bout that goes into the deep rounds.
Absolutely. It's tough to find big opponents to train with, to make yourself work as hard as you need to work, especially here in championship territory in the 4th and the 5th round. Guys that are 260-plus pounds.
Requires a lot of oxygen to supply all of the tissues in those big bodies. And right now, Jared Rosholt pressing Ali Isaev against the cage. We don't know how the judges have scored this so far, but as we head into round number 4, it doesn't feel like anyone's really in definitive, serious control of this fight.
Yeah, nobody has broken this open yet. We've seen a couple of nice things. Obviously, Isaev's had the takedowns, and Rosholt spent a fair amount of time on his back, and especially in that second round. But nobody really broke it open and done anything definitive to distinguish himself from the other guy.
Now the stars are out tonight here at the Hulu Theater. Mick Foley, WWE Hall of Famer, and by the way, known PFL fan. He's here tonight. Three minutes remain here in round number 4. Ali Isaev, of course, Randy, in this USA versus Russia matchup. He's part of that Dagestani fight lineage. You know, as you said, he represented Azerbaijan in the Olympics, but his roots are in Dagestan. Obviously, we have a lot of those guys in the PFL fight roster. They are ubiquitous in the PFL, UFC, Bellator. They're everywhere in the fight world.
Absolutely. It's a rich history in combative sports in Russia in general, and certainly in Dagestan.
They come up hard. When you talk to them, really any fighter from that Caucasus region, and you ask them what the secret is, why the guys from there are so tough, they say we grow up in hard conditions. It makes you a hard person, and then you can show that in these fights. And now Ali Isaev successfully drags Rosholt to the ground one more time in an otherwise rather uneventful round number 4, as the cardio is really starting to become a factor here. 2 minutes remain.
We've seen 4 takedowns now by Isaev, and that's really been the difference in this fight. Rosholt spent too much time on his back. Just does not have an answer for the top position of Isaev.
Some effective ground and pound here from that left hand of Ali Isaev.
Here's the smart cage tracking in the cage, and you see 89% of this fight is taking place right here on the outside of the cage, and most of that has been with Rosholt on his back.
Or at least his back pressed up against the cage. Ali Isaev in control here, on top in round number 4. Big left hands landing there for Ali Isaev.
Trying to
Some heavy pressure.
Rosholt's in trouble.
Is it enough?
Yeah,
Rosholt is no longer defending.
He's going to step in and stop the fight.
Ali Isaev pours it on for a heavyweight championship. Lillian Garcia has the call inside of our PFL Smart Cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the stoppage comes officially at 4 minutes and 9 seconds into round number 4 by TKO. The winner of $1 million and the new 2019 PFL Heavyweight Champion of the World, Ali Isaev.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting a check for $1 million, CEO Peter Murray of the Professional Fighters League. Ali, great fight. 2 wrestlers going head to head. Is this how you saw the fight going?
Ali, отличный бой. 2 рестлера сегодня сразились. Вы ожидали, что бой так закончится?
Я рассчитывал, что будет бой до конца. И расстроился с соперником. А так, конечно, тяжело все может быть. Ранний нокаут. Что, первый раунд тоже он закончил, но чуть не получилось.
I was expecting to go for full 5 rounds. Of course, anything can happen. It could be the first round knockout. But again, I did it, and I'm the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, your heavyweight world champion, the Professional Fighters League, Ali Isaev.
Brought to the United States Marine Corps, Chris Wade, 34 years of age. That makes him 3 years older. He's 4 inches taller. They both weighed in at the featherweight limit. Identical reach in the arms. Chris Wade's got the longer legs, and he likes to kick. Lilian Garcia starts a featherweight championship.
Well, good evening, fight fans. We are live from Hollywood, Florida with the 2021 PFL World Championship. It is MMA's biggest night, so get fired up, because it's about to get real. This championship fight is in the featherweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a wrestler. Standing at 5'10", he officially weighs in at 145 pounds. In 26 professional bouts, he has a record of 20 wins and 6 losses, with 6 victories by way of stoppage. Fighting out of Islip, New York, here is your number 2 seed, Chris Wade. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he is also a wrestler. Standing at 5'6", he officially weighs in at 145 pounds. In 20 professional bouts, he has a record of 18 wins, 1 loss, and 1 no contest, with 8 victories by way of stoppage. Fighting out of Dagestan, Russia, here is your number 4 seed, Movlid 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘'𝗦. Your referee in charge, Gary Copeland.
Gary Copeland equipped with our ref cam to take you inside the action if we deem necessary. Movlid 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘'𝗦, the proud Dagestani, in the green trunks. Chris Wade in the black and gray, fighting out of Long Island, New York.
Round 1, you ready, Blue? Let's fight.
$1 million on the line and a featherweight championship underway. The first of 5 possible 5-minute rounds. Up kick there from Chris Wade, misses. Southpaw stance for Wade to open things. He will switch back and forth. Stays outside of the range of that combination from Movlid. Chance of USA here from the home crowd early. Movlid is winging big punches early.
Chris doing a nice job of moving his head and keeping it out of the pocket.
Lunging hook again misses for Movlid 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘. Chris Wade doing a good job measuring this distance. So's Movlid as he avoids a kick.
Chris doing a good job of using those long-range weapons. Just has to be careful getting those 2 feet too close together. It's going to allow Movlid to get in on that takedown. Nice shot there by Movlid as he moves forward.
𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 to get here had to beat a 2-time PFL featherweight champion, Lance the Party Palmer.
Chris doing a good job of getting those feints, and Movlid is biting on those things, but just keeping him a little hesitant.
Chris Wade beating.
Oh, nice counter shot by Movlid.
Wow, nice shot.
Right hand behind the ear there. Chris Wade got turned around. Eyes open once again here. Movlid 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘. We've seen him win fights with aggression early. We've seen him take more measured approaches and wrestle. He looks like he wants to use his striking here as he punches his way in. Now initiates a grappling exchange.
As I was saying, Chris Wade beat Bubba Jenkins in the semifinals to get to this final, and that's the guy that Lance Palmer fought and lost against to kind of put him on the track to not be in these finals for the 3rd season in a row.
And this is where his wrestling experience and his size can really pay off. He cut down from 155 pounds. You see he's clearly the bigger man here. And that will take its toll in these clinching exchanges. You got to carry that weight and consistently take him down. I'm curious to see how Movlid reacts to that in the 4th and 5th rounds, if Chris is able to be successful with his counter wrestling.
Chris Wade spins away from that duck under attempt here, and now a couple of foot wheels by Movlid, but Wade counters successfully.
A foot wheel to almost an inside trip by Movlid. Really nice exchange of chain wrestling. Chris aware of both of them, not falling for either. Big punches for Movlid.
And he gets Chris Wade down this time. Excellent job stringing that together. Nice combination. And then immediately down under, changing the levels and getting into the body of Chris Wade. Now Wade back to his feet.
And that's where Chris has really shined this season, able to wrestle right back and get position here, right back to his feet here up against the cage.
Chris looks faster at this weight. He looks stronger at this weight. Just think this is the perfect weight class for Chris Wade.
Interesting to see right now Movlid Khaybulaev pushing Chris Wade against the barrier. Not easy for anyone else to do this season. Chris Wade was able to reverse position pretty successfully. He is bigger and stronger than a lot of these guys at 145. Right now, Movlid controlling.
Also, a great equalizer to a good double leg or guys that are level changing is a good guillotine choke, and Chris Wade absolutely has that as well.
Couple knees up to the body in midsection from Chris Wade to Movlid Khaybulaev. Khaybulaev answers with a knee to the thigh. 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗦𝗘 asking for some more action off the cage here. Wade reaching back, trying to control the head of Movlid to see if he can dump him over the top. Gave up his back in the process.
Chris gave up those anchors, so he lost an anchor now. He's trying to get it back. He can get both those feet in and anchored into that back position. It can be really tough to shake him off. Movlid's a little high. Look for Chris Wade to come out the back. He's trying to capture that head.
Movlid's able to adjust. 10 seconds left. The round will finish with Movlid Khaybulaev on Chris Wade's back. Round 2 when we return. Welcome back, fight fans. PFL MMA, it's the biggest night in mixed martial arts. This, the third of 6 championship bouts on the card. Movlid Khaybulaev, the Russian in the green trunks. Chris Wade out of Long Island, New York in the black and gray. First round probably went to Movlid Khaybulaev. The fans thought so. Fighter performance rating exclusive to the PFL, brought to you by Rich Energy, thought so as well. And they get right back to the action here. Both of these guys kick a lot, use their leg attacks a lot for people with wrestling backgrounds, Randy.
Definitely do. Both guys like to use those low-level weapons. Nice defense by Chris Wade there, not to give up a takedown, and Movlid in on a tight body lock. Chris having the hips and the ability to float those out of there and not get taken down.
Smothering pressure here from Movlid Khaybulaev right in front of his own corner.
Fingers out of the glove.
Chris keeps reaching around to the head. He has a very good head and arm throw, but he's got to be careful giving up that underhook position. That's where Movlid can kind of move to his back a little bit. That's how he was able to take the back and get him down to the ground.
Chris was doing something interesting. He's reaching all the way around to that far ear and then using that as kind of a dirty boxing clinch position to punch with that other arm on the inside. But I agree, it did get him into trouble at the end of that first round.
Wade pushes off the cage there and then throws a knee up the middle as Movlid pushes back in. 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗦𝗘 wants to see more activity than that, separates them, moves them back toward the center of the smart cage. The left hand landed there from Movlid. He's able to string these combinations together a little bit more successfully than Chris Wade early. Inside of Khaybulaev's corner.
Be light on your feet. Don't, yes. Don't let him push you. Be relaxed. Don't stay tense. Keep your composure. Move. You gotta move. Pull him. Excellent. Move. You gotta move. Don't stay still. You gotta move. Use your legs too. He is lower. Yeah, he is. He's outperforming him. You just gotta place more. Go to the left. Go to the left.
Thanks to Alex, our Russian translator, for giving us the insight into Movlid's corner there. You saw in those exchanges, couple nice right hands from Movlid Khaybulaev. Chris Wade responded a couple of times. But once again, it's back to this chain link barrier. Chris Wade finds his back pressed up against it one more time.
I think Chris has moved away from utilizing feints, and in doing that, he's making himself more predictable, and Movlid's landing some big shots in tight because of it.
Almost every shot Movlid throws has ill intent on it. I mean, he is winding up with everything he's got for a lot of those punches.
Take a look through the ghost cam. Filters out those chain links in front of it so you get clear view of the action. Chris Wade is able to reverse position here. Movlid not content to surrender and put his own back on the cage, though.
Minute and 15 seconds left, Chris. That's it. Hey, he's wearing down a little bit. One minute left, Chris.
Keith Trimble and Ryan Flair inside the corner of Chris Wade there. And one thing that he told us about, Randy, it's an interesting dynamic shift. This fight camp was all about Chris Wade. He's at a very good camp with a lot of high-level fighters. There's been times where even when he's got a fight coming up, it's not all about him. This one was about him as the blood starts to pour from a nasty cut, kind of on the inside eyebrow. Oh, excellent trip and a toss there from Movlid Khaybulaev.
Chris doing a great job of not going to his back there, trying to wrestle to that single leg position.
Chris Wade is leaking here, a lot of blood.
It's like the right eye, Chris. Can't tell if it's under the eye or over the eye.
I think it's inside, kind of the bridge of the nose, where it meets the eyebrow. We'll see in less than 10 seconds as we go to the break between rounds here. Movlid once again on Chris's back. It's deep, but it does not appear to be the kind of cut that, at least for the moment, will stop a fight. Movlid Khaybulaev in the green trunks, sitting down on a rough jab. Chris Wade goes back to work with his legs in the black and gray trunks. Fighter performance rating and the fans both favor Movlid Khaybulaev. That's back-to-back rounds now. If Chris Wade's going to reverse fortunes, he's going to have to do it here in the third frame should this fight go to a decision.
Nice entry by Movlid, got into the body lock, picked Chris Wade up, put him down on his knees. Chris not willing to concede any position. He's going to fight from here, try and find his way back to his feet. Movlid going to do everything he can to make that pretty difficult.
Yeah, Movlid trying to steer him down towards the mat, see if he can use that right shoulder to drive Chris Wade towards the mat. Chris doing a good job of trying to battle back to his feet here up against the cage, and he does.
Still no underhook for Chris Wade as he will try to battle his way off the barrier. You see the live odds switching even more in the favor of Movlid Khaybulaev here. Ian Parker's pick was Movlid Khaybulaev in this fight. He's been on target already tonight.
Chris trying to get wrist control there, trying to get an elbow in to turn and face, but Movlid not really having it at this point.
Whizzer. Chris spins and gets the whizzer. That's going to give him a little control from that overhook position.
Chris Wade, the American, 2 times made it to the semifinals as a 155-pounder. Here for season 3, he said, I'm going all the way down to 145. I'm going to try to give myself an advantage there. So far, so good. He's earned his first spot in a championship. But through 2 rounds, the story has been all Movlid Khaybulaev's control.
Got advanced, there's going to be something effective.
Yeah, this is where Chris really needs to turn things around because Movlid has been landing takedowns late in the rounds to steal them, it seems anyway. And now Chris starting to get a little bit more offensive here with his wrestling.
Movlid, in his own right, trying to continue that proud heritage of Dagestani fighters. Counts both Khabib Nurmagomedov and his father, the late Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, among the most profound influences of his own very successful mixed martial arts career. This is the biggest stage Movlid has been on. This is the biggest purse that Movlid has ever fought for. $1 million and a PFL world title for either of these men changes the story significantly. Wade now able to push Movlid against the barrier. Gonna have to try and mount some offense here. 2 minutes remaining in the third round.
Vance, show me something effective, guys.
Copeland once again calling for more action.
Nice little off balance by Movlid 𝗘𝗨𝗦𝗘 to change position and put Chris back on the fence.
You can hear the fans getting a little restless here, Randy, but this is as grueling a style of fight as you can be in.
Absolutely. Tough body on body, no separation, no place to rest, no place to catch your breath. It's one of the reasons why I love Greco-Roman wrestling and why that translated to fighting for me.
Movlid finding a lot of success in tight here, guys. With those hands, he continues to land and allows him to get to that clinch position and get these go-behinds.
Movlid hanging heavy on the back of Chris Wade here. Punched his way in. Inside of 1 minute remaining in the third round.
Chris doing everything he can to counter everything Movlid 𝗘𝗨𝗦𝗘 throws at him, but that's all he's able to do is counter. He's not able to mount any offense, get anything going on his own, or get his own positions that he's dominated. And that's been the difference through these rounds.
Movlid drags Wade over here in front of the broadcast position, which happens to be right in front of Movlid's own corner. So he's looking, making eye contact, talking to his coaches while he rides out this round. And you can see the live odds swinging heavily in the favor of Movlid 𝗘𝗨𝗦𝗘 as he takes the back of Chris Wade.
Chris is in trouble here. Oh, Chris did a good job of getting out of that situation. Gave him both hooks.
And almost every round has ended with Movlid on Chris Wade's back.
Round 4 ahead. Welcome back to Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Featherweight Championship inside of the Smart Cage. Movlid 𝗘𝗨𝗦𝗘 versus Chris Wade, and we are in the championship rounds. Round 4 of a possible 5. It has been all about Movlid 𝗘𝗨𝗦𝗘 and his control. Fighter performance rating once again favors Movlid as he punches his way into another takedown here. Excuse me, Movlid just all over.
Yeah, nice
Chris
setup,
Wade.
punches his way into that double, nice level change, kept his feet moving, and even though Chris went with it, tried to kick him over, he had the sense to float his hips over and stay on top and not end up in the bottom position. Really kind of makes me wonder how the rounds went with Khabib Nurmagomedov and Movlid.
Yeah, right.
That's something I would pay to see. I would like to see that because this guy he's got skills in every single position. Never seen this kind of striking come out of Khabib.
Yeah,
And that's been the difference in this fight that set the pace. Those big punches with a lot on them definitely get your attention.
No question about it. And their ability to utilize their wrestling from mixed martial arts, the way that they set up the takedown, their level change, and their control after has been the difference. You look at Bubba Jenkins, so talented, an amazing wrestler, but the way that Movlid and his camp integrate their takedowns and control is just something awesome to watch.
You bring up a really interesting point, Kenny. I'm not a fan of the old MMA math. Well, this guy's better at this than that other guy. Right. But what we're seeing here is Movlid 𝗘𝗨𝗦𝗘 completely out-wrestle somebody who out-wrestled a former Division I national champion. That should give you a sense of just how dominant this pressure is from Movlid 𝗘𝗨𝗦𝗘.
Methodically gets in a little better and a little better and a little better position each time he makes a little move. Now he's back on Chris Wade's back, looking to secure those anchors and put himself in a good position to try and finish this fight.
And he's got a lot more time now with a little over 3 minutes, whereas last few rounds he just had a few seconds. So got plenty of time to set up a submission here, but Chris very hard to finish from this back position.
20 fights in the career of Movlid 𝗘𝗨𝗦𝗘, 26 fights heading into tonight for Chris Wade, and yet the first time either of these individuals have been in the championship round. It's all been 3-rounders previously in their careers.
Now this is a much better position here with Movlid's head and hips higher than that of Chris Wade. Doesn't want Chris to get too high. Let's see if he can go to that body lock, that body triangle with that leg position. And he's got to keep his shoulders aligned with that of Chris. Chris trying to hold on to that arm and blade his body where he can get out, and he does.
And Movlid gives him a right hand for his troubles and gets right back on the legs for another takedown. Relentless from Movlid Khaybulaev.
And these are the kind of exchanges that really can take the wind out of your sails. You did everything you could to get back to your feet, and then you get clinched again and right back to your back. Great work there by Movlid to take away any momentum that was created off of that escape from Chris Wade.
Nice job from Chris Wade with a guy on his back with both hooks in, getting his hips high, riding up. That's college wrestling 101. He fought the hands well, kept his hips in good position to be able to get out, and how disheartening to get put right back in that position.
And Movlid's about to advance his position here. He's in a good position to either mount or get side control here. He might be just trying to lift that leg where he could just control Chris and make sure that he stays on his back here. Now moves again to the back.
Movlid's still searching for the finish. Neither of these guys have been finished in their mixed martial arts careers. And by the way, Chris Wade has been in there with some of the best in the business at 155 and now down at 145.
He's a tenacious competitor. There's nobody going to take that away from him.
No answer at the moment for the pressure and the grinding performance that Movlid Khaybulaev has put on here.
Oh, nice turn there by Chris.
Nice job by Chris. Oh, gonna try that guillotine. Pretty sweaty. Khaybulaev hangs onto the leg.
Unreal chain wrestling there. Even after the reverse, the escape from Chris Wade, Movlid concedes nothing and ends up in top position again. The fifth and final round when we return. Welcome back, fight fans, to the biggest night in mixed martial arts. 6 World Championship belts will be contested tonight. This is the third of those 6, a featherweight bout as the doctor looks at the cut on Chris Wade's eye. Movlid Khaybulaev in the green trunks, Chris Wade in the black and gray. Randy Couture, Sean O'Connell, and Kenny Florian here beside the PFL Smart Cage in a fifth and final round. Movlid Khaybulaev opens with a low kick. The fans once again give the fourth round to Movlid Khaybulaev, and the FPR favors him as well. That'll be 4 in a row for Movlid for those keeping score at home. Chris Wade's gonna need a finish here, fellas, and Movlid gets right under the strikes and goes back to what has worked for the first 4 rounds.
Yeah, there's got to be a little desperation in Chris. In Chris's corner now, he's got to have a finish. That's the only way he's going to get back into this and have a shot at this title. And that's going to take something pretty tremendous in this 5th round.
Excellent work once again from Movlid. Wade to the ground. Now Movlid on his back. We've got those 6 title fights I mentioned. There's also that special event featuring Clarissa Shields, the GOAT, 2-time Olympic boxing champion, 3-division professional boxing champion, stepping into the Smart Cage tonight for her 2nd pro mixed martial arts bout. She's 1-0 so far. Her opponent also undefeated in her young career. That's coming up later here on ESPN2 and ESPN+. Movlid Khaybulaev looking to force his will one more round here. Chris Wade, 3 minutes and 30 seconds to make something happen.
Chris has done an amazing job of escaping some really difficult positions. It's just that Movlid has been able to follow up and put him right back to where he wants him. And
yeah,
Chris is a tough matchup here.
Psychologically, it just breaks you down when you do all of that work to stay out of trouble, to counter everything he's trying to do. You finally get back to your feet and just pulls your legs right back out from under you.
If only we had seen a Dagestani fighter with this kind of style before, we might know who to attribute that sort of thing to.
I wonder if we can, maybe get Khabib to come out of retirement and get these two in a cage together. I'd like to see who's settled that.
Movlid Khaybulaev fights like Khabib Nurmagomedov. He was trained by Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov. Chris Wade has fought against people from that same lineage. Islam Makhachev is on his resume already. That was a tough fight for Chris Wade. More of the same here in round 5. This pressure is just unreal.
Chris working on an arm lock here.
Crazy arm lock there.
Almost had it. He had it above the elbow, which was giving some problems to Movlid, but again, Movlid just countering everything Chris is throwing his way. And Movlid's just at a completely different level here, guys. Phenomenal grappler.
He forced Movlid to circle around to the other side to take the pressure off of his arm, but he stayed right in control, kept his hips on top, and did not lose position.
All night we've talked about the path people take to get to this PFL championship. 4 fights in the space of 6 months. And the opponents that these individuals had to get through to earn their spot here for Chris Wade, we talked about Bubba Jenkins. He out-wrestled Bubba Jenkins to get here from the semifinals. Arman Ospinov in the second bout of the regular season, Chris's first knockout victory of his long and illustrious mixed martial arts career as he looks to try and isolate Movlid's leg. Maybe try a knee bar here. Movlid, to get here, fought a 2-time champion and beat him in Lance Palmer. Brendan Loughnane, who had been on an absolute tear in the semifinal, Movlid gets past him. And now he's 1 minute away from a world championship, the first of his career.
And Chris trying to set up a knee bar here. He's got control of that bottom knee, which is not allowing Movlid to get back to his feet. He's got that leg trapped. And now he's going for the far one to try to attack a leg lock here. But now Movlid able to get that foot underneath the knee where he can come up on a leg drag. Awesome exchanges here. Just Movlid, again, always having an answer.
Wade trying to punch the toes out to relinquish that control so he can isolate Movlid's leg. Chris Wade, no quit in him. He's gonna ride this out for the final 20 seconds. See if he can hyperextend the leg of Movlid Khaybulaev.
That's why I love calling this kinetic chess. That's exactly what you're seeing right there. One guy tries one thing, the other guy tries another. It's an amazing, amazing sport.
Movlid Khaybulaev pressures his way to a featherweight championship, barring any major surprises from the judges' scorecards, of course. Wade upset, understandably so. Movlid Khaybulaev imposes his will for 5 5-minute rounds. Randy, the wrestling here. Oof.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing grind by Movlid Khaybulaev, but he put some stank on every single one of those punches. Did a nice job of level changing, getting in on those legs. Just one after the other, just relentless pursuit and a grinding performance by Movlid Khaybulaev. Here he is with his back, digging into those thighs. And every time Chris would fight and find a way to get back up, Movlid would put him right back down. And the distraught Chris Wade, Movlid Khaybulaev trying to be a good sportsman there.
An understandably frustrated Chris Wade, who comes up just short of a title again. Let's take a look at the CarParts.com damage meter. You see Chris Wade, the cut on the head, the leg got beat up, the body shots while they were on the ground and against the cage. He wore quite a beating tonight. PFL's exclusive fighter performance rating is sponsored by Rich Energy, and FPR gave every round to Movlid Khaybulaev by pretty wide margins in each of those rounds. The takedowns, the significant strikes, the damage, the pressure. The Verdict Global Scorecard, tell you what, with fans, with Verdict, the fans get to be the judge. That's how the fans scored the fight. Our fans know what they're watching. All 5 rounds in favor of Movlid there. FPR and fans agree with Randy and Kenny. Will the judges feel the same way? For that, we go to Lillian Garcia with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored the bout 50-45 for your winner by unanimous decision and the 2021 PFL Featherweight World Champion, Movlid Khaybulaev.
Movlid Khaybulaev, World Featherweight Champion. You got the belt from President of Fighter Operations, Scheffel. I think you might want to pick up the $1 million prize as well from PFL CEO Pete Murray. Movlid, congratulations. Very impressive performance, incredible pressure, incredible wrestling. Was this the game plan coming in?
Movlid, поздравляем вас, вы стали чемпионом своей категории. Очень много давили, доминировали. Вы так планировали, что бой пройдет?
Я еще раз напоминаю вам, я бил за наследие. Когда люди бьют за наследие, они не имеют права проигрывать. Так что для меня это больше всего пояс. Завоевать пояс, быть лучшим, стать чемпионом. Тренера нету с нами. Если он был бы живой, он радовался бы за нашу общую командную победу.
Let me remind you, I'm fighting not for the money, I'm fighting for the legacy. Loss was not an option. That's the only outcome possible. The trainer, the coach, Abdulmanap is not with us, but he is proud, he sees us. The only way is to become the champion, to be the best. And we carry his legacy. I'm very proud.
I think he would be proud. We're all very impressed. Congratulations, Movlid Khaybulaev, 145-pound Season 3 PFL champion. Congratulations.
Я уверен, он был вашим доволен, был бы вам горд. Поздравляем, вы стали чемпионом, и вы доказали, что вы достойны.
Да, конечно, он гордился бы каждым своим учеником, который достиг результата. Он не любил, когда мы проигрывали. Он любил только, что мы выигрывали. Так что, если мы проигрывали бы, для нас не было бы никакой пощады от него. Так что, поэтому мы характером закалены до такой степени, что бились до конца и становились лучшими. Спасибо моей команде, Хабиб, брат мой старший. Ты на сегодняшний день делаешь много чего для команды, брат. Так же, как и твой отец. Мы всей командой ценим тебя.
We're fighting for the team. I don't fight for myself. I fight for the whole region. I would like to thank my brother Khabib. Khabib, you're doing a great job. You're carrying your father's legacy. You're proving that we are the best. I would like to thank my team. I would like to thank all my supporters. We're only going to show more. Let's go.
Movlid Khaybulaev, ladies and gentlemen. Down the tape brought to you by Celsius. Ante Delija is 2 years older. He is also 3 inches taller. It is Matheus Scheffel who weighed in heavier at 256 pounds. 4-inch reach advantage on the arms favoring Ante Delija, but Matheus Scheffel has the longer legs. Miguel Flores, the heavyweights, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now for the PFL 2022 World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first in the blue corner, he is a striker standing at 6 feet 2 inches tall. He weighed in at 254.5 pounds. With 17 victories, opposite of 8 defeats, with 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil, he is the number 5 seed, Matheus Scheffel. And now introducing his opponents in the red corner. He is a judo specialist, standing at 6 feet 5 inches tall. He weighed in at 241.75 pounds. With 22 victories, opposite of 5 defeats, with 16 wins coming by way of stoppage. Fighting out of Zagreb, Croatia, he is the number 2 seed and making his 2nd straight PFL Championship appearance, Ante Walking Trouble Delija. Your referee in charge, Dan Miragliotta.
Dan Miragliotta will be the third heavyweight in the cage to see this action take place. Ante Delija in the blue trunks. Matheus Scheffel in the gray. Kenny, don't look behind you. There's a bunch of giant Croatian MMA fans chanting Ante Delija's.
You'll have my back, right, Sean? Right?
I don't know this man. The first time these two men met, Ante Delija starched Matheus Scheffel. The Brazilian comes in here more confident, and you can almost see it in these first punches.
Yeah, and I like how he's taking control of the center of the cage. Last time he kind of allowed Ante Delija to just back him straight up. And Ante's got to respect that left hook in particular from Matheus Scheffel. And Ante Delija has a nasty right cross.
Good left hook from both. Combination from Ante Delija. Randy, at what point, like what's the poundage? What's the actual number of pounds that it starts to matter the size difference at heavyweight?
I mean, bigger is just bigger. You got to play it differently. You don't want to, I mean, these guys are both very close in size. So shouldn't be shy about standing nose to nose just like they are, trading blows. They're both great big guys. If that was me out there, I wouldn't stand in front of either one of these guys.
Yeah.
This man who won heavyweight championships walking around like 215 pounds. Oh, wow, they're swinging away.
Yeah, Matheus landing that left hook again. Not sure Ante is adapting to that.
We saw Ante Delija go 5 grueling rounds with a hard-hitting Brazilian last year as he shoots a takedown here. We'll see what this heavyweight title bout brings us.
Yeah, and this is where Ante hits a lot of his takedowns. See if Matheus is able to get his back off the cage.
$1 million on the line here in the heavyweight world title bout. Matheus Scheffel has focused his training much more for this camp. In fact, he told us it's the first time in his MMA career that he's done nothing except for training. He's always been working side jobs. He's always had other responsibilities. His semifinal win gave him the money he needed to take everything else off. Good head movement there by Scheffel on the flurries.
Very nice. Rolled right out of the way of that right hand.
Matheus looks completely different than the first time around. He looks very confident. He's very sharp and very fast here. Ante Delija still very dangerous. Landed a beautiful left hook of his own.
And backed him up with the left hook there. Now he's pumping the jab and the uppercut snuck through. Big Ante Delija goes to work. And Ante Delija with the heavyweight championship knocks out Matheus Scheffel.
One shot is all it takes. But it was a flurry from Ante Delija, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 2 minutes and 50 seconds of round number 1. For your winner by TKO, and now your new 2022 PFL Heavyweight Champion, Ante Walking Trouble Delija.
Ante Delija, PFL heavyweight champion here in 2022, and brand newly minted millionaire Pete Murray here to present the check. Ante Delija, congratulations, another amazing knockout victory. I've got to ask, I know you have a wife, I know you have a young child. What does it mean to you to take home $1 million to your family?
Imam prekrasnu obitelj, jedva čekam vratiti se kući. Nisam bio 2 mjeseca sa mojom obitelji, jedva čekam da ih vidim. Hvala mojoj ženi što me trpi, što je uz mene, što obavlja sve što treba, samo da meni bude lakše.
I wasn't home for 2 months. I'm finally going back home. Thank you to my wife. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for taking everything from me in the last 2 months, and I'm so happy to coming home now.
Ante, let's talk about your PFL journey. You made your PFL debut. You lost to Bruno 𝗘𝗨𝗦𝗘, right? You got knocked out, and then you fought him again in the championship. You battled all the way back to a championship. A close, tough fight. You lost again. And then here in 2022, you come back, you put together an amazing season, the #1 seed, and now a championship. What does it mean to you to have started your journey how you did and to find yourself here?
Ovo nije, bilo je mojih padova, uspona u karijeri puno. Slomio sam nogu u borbi pula, potkoljenica mi je pukla popola i vratio sam se, dobio sam bolničku bakteriju i tako dalje. 7 operacija, opet sam tu.
I had some surgeries. It was hard, but tonight I'm back and I'm so grateful.
Back indeed, and walking trouble, Croatia's first PFL heavyweight world champion and $1 million winner, Ante Delija. Here's our Columbia Care Tale of the Tape. Sadibou is 10 years older than his opponent, Delano Taylor. Both men very big welterweights at 6'3". Sadibou has a 3-inch advantage on the reach, both in the arms and the legs. Miguel Flores, to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now for the 2022 PFL Welterweight Championship. Introducing first in the blue corner. He is a mixed martial artist standing 6 feet 3 inches tall. He weighed in at 169 1/2 pounds. With 10 victories opposite of 2 defeats, with 5 wins coming by way of stoppage, fighting out of Miami, Florida by way of Jamaica, he is the #5 seed, Delano, the Postman Taylor. And now introducing his opponent in the red corner, he is a kickboxer standing at 6 feet 3 inches tall. He weighed in at 169 1/2 pounds. With 12 victories opposite of 6 defeats and 2 draws with 1 no contest, he has 6 victories coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Stockholm, Sweden, he is the #2 seed, the Swedish Denzel Sadibou. The referee in charge is 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗘𝗦.
Justin Gaethje now taking in the fights. Perpetual, perennial contender in the lightweight division.
All right, gentlemen,
Delano Taylor in the gray trunks, Sadibou in the blue. Taylor sprints out to his right. Sadibou in the southpaw stance. There's those fast kicks from Sadibou, blocked by Taylor.
Now Sadibou is coming into this fight very confident. He believed he was going to be able to put on a clinic here, and Delano thinks he's being underestimated and thinks he's one of the few guys who can deal with that range and height of Sadibou, trying to bring the fight to him.
He does bring up a great point. A lot of times when you watch Sadibou fight, the physical profile is very different. He's taller, he's longer. Visually, you can see that. Not necessarily the case in this bout. But he also started his PFL career as a middleweight, Randy. He fought some big guys.
Yeah, I have no idea how either one of these guys make this weight class, but amazing just the same. And I think Sadibou has been fighting a lot of shorter guys, and that's why they've been able to get under him and make him wrestle. and that's why he come to Extreme Couture to shore up that wrestling. I admire him for being willing to put himself out there and bring a weakness up and make it a strength.
And I truly believe that's allowed him to become a more comfortable striker here in the cage. He's more confident with his wrestling takedown defense, so he can let those hands fly.
Randy, as long as you mentioned the tough weight cut, Delano Taylor was this close to coming up over the championship limit, but he had to get off the scale, go back and finish the cut.
He said it wasn't anything unusual. For some reason, the last .2 would not come off. He literally brought it right down to the wire.
But here he is. He's earned his spot in more ways than one as he switches stances back and forth.
Yeah, Sadibou really seeking out that left kick to the body of Taylor. He is nasty with that one.
That's the third time he's tried the high kick. Only one has been able to sneak onto the neck meat of Delano Taylor so far. Inside kick, that left leg from Sadibou putting in work here. First of 5 possible rounds, $1 million on the line in the welterweight division. Body kick, just like he asked for. The lead hand for Sadibou starting to sneak down towards his waistline. Good right hand to the body there from Delano Taylor.
Yeah, he's trying to find a way to cut off the cage and slow down Sadibou, but his lateral movement is so good out there, guys.
Yeah, I think Delano's got to anticipate just a half second sooner and step across to cut him off instead of following. He ends up following him the way it is now.
Yeah, it seems like this round for Sadibou has really been about trying to slow Taylor down, landing a lot of body shots, trying to peck away at that lead leg of Taylor.
Coming up on the 1 minute mark here, Sadibou and Delano Taylor squaring off for a $1 million welterweight championship belt. There's another body kick. Taylor tried the left hook on the counter. Take a listen inside the blue corner of Delano Taylor.
30 seconds, you gotta work here. Let him feel something. In, out. That's it, that's it. Hey, whenever you ready, Delano. Whenever you ready.
Corner of Delano Taylor calling for more activity from their fighter, who has spent a good portion of this round trying to get his reads. See more active striking from Sadibou, mostly from the kicks. Now one of the books. That's Delano Taylor being able to stay out because he himself has a nice long reach.
Absolutely, and it's forcing Sadibou to move after he lands those strikes as well. But more than anything else, it's those long-range weapons that's keeping Delano Taylor on the outside, and eventually that could cause Taylor to kind of crash in, and that's where Sadibou could take advantage of perhaps Taylor losing his patience and getting a little frustrated and rushing in.
Right hand there from Taylor. We've seen him score big with his right hand. Challenger Series fight, he won actually with double right hands. He beat Rory McDonald, knocked him unconscious with a straight right. Delano Taylor in the gray trunks, Sadibou in the blue, welterweight world championship with $1 million on the line.
Taylor already looking a lot more loose here in round two. He doesn't look as stiff. He's moving around a little bit more. He's switching his stances a little bit, showing a lot more feints as well. Looks much sharper here.
Big body kick there from Sadibou. Taylor tries to respond. Sadibou moves out. Back to the body, Sadibou goes. It is lightning quick.
Yeah, when you have time and space, you can see what's coming. You have time to react. You're going to be a lot more composed and relaxed. And that's what these long-range weapons are doing for Sadibou. It's keeping Taylor on the outside. It's giving him time and space to see what Taylor's trying to do. If he does move forward, he just moves right out of the way. Taylor looking for that shift there. Looks like he's trying to switch stances as he punches. That might serve him well to eat up that space a little quicker.
I think Delano Taylor's going to have to crash this if he wants to get in and be effective. If he allows Sadibou to use his footwork and his length, he's going to stay out there and pot shot the entire fight.
Yeah, I'd like to see him as he throws that right hand and maybe step through with that right leg just like that.
There you go.
That's
or at least head fake like he's going to shoot close the distance and get him to drop his hands a little and start to defend that, then throw that right hand. Both guys exchange jousting jabs.
More urgency here in the second round from Delano Taylor. Now through halfway gone, and there he's in. Pressing Sadibou against the cage.
Just gonna say, he got in within 2 feet of that fence. That's your chance to close the distance. He's got very little angle of escape with the fence behind him. Delano Taylor did it perfectly. In on the high single, head inside single, trying to find a way to maybe pick Sadibou up.
And if he's not
with the whizzer. Sorry, Kenny.
Yeah, no, and Randy, I was going to say, you know, if he's not successful with this single leg, I'd like to see him strike in the clinch a little bit, look for some knees from there, trying to slow Sadibou down a little bit.
Say, as Sadibou tries to break away here, punch your way back into that range. Stay right in his face. Little cup check.
Inside the red corner of Sadibou, we take a look. No Swedish translation, so that doesn't do us a whole lot of good, but Sadibou and Delano Taylor clashing shins right there in the middle of the smart cage.
Sadibou very good at just reading his opponent, seeing what's coming, just moving right out of the way, and then looking for a counter.
Inside of 30 seconds now in this second round. Second of a possible 5. Smile on the face of Sadibou as he goes back to work with his left leg.
He got Delano to bite on that little head fake, and it made him smile.
Final 10 seconds of the round once again. Sadibou with the hands down, retreating. And there's the bell.
Seen them train over at Extreme Couture as well.
Yep. Never heard of it, Kenny. Let's go, fight. Third round. Sadibou Delano Taylor squaring off for a $1 million welterweight PFL World Championship. Sadibou in his 4th PFL season finally booked his ticket to a championship bout. Delano Taylor has burst onto the scene. He started his year on the Challenger Series. Earned his spot in the season. Got a couple upset victories and doesn't quite complete that takedown in that That's the point that both of you have been making all night. Sadibou in 2019 and 2018 would have been on the floor after that.
Yeah, on the deck right there. He did a great job of keeping his balance, using his hand control to fight his way out of that situation. Delano Taylor shot that shot naked. He didn't set that up. He didn't punch his way into that or give him anything else to think about.
Delano tries to come in behind the right hand. Sadibou once again measures the distance and retreats. Dan Hardy from across the pond, watching live in London. What do you think of this fight so far?
I think it's fascinating. You know, Sadibou is doing a really good job of managing his distance and keeping that left leg going, as I was saying. Keep snapping it into the body and the head and making Delano Taylor work from the outside. You know, Taylor looks uncomfortable. He looks like he wants to land his right hand, but he can't, which is why we've started seeing him work for takedowns, which again is highlighting the fact that Sadibou has been working on his takedown defense. I think at the moment, Sea's running the dance here, and Taylor's really struggling with the distance.
Little feint there from Delano Taylor, thanks to Dan Hardy. See the live odds swinging more in the favor of Sadibou. He's now a -750 favorite as he goes to work on the lead leg. He's been using mostly his left inside kick to work the thigh.
Orthodox stance right here. Now he's back to the southpaw stance.
Delano's creeping in much better now. He's just not committing to that shot. He can maybe touch Sadibou with that right hand, especially if he's able to shift his stance and eat up that space as he steps through on that punch.
Heavy leg kick there. Now Delano Taylor finds his range with a combination. Goes chest to chest.
Needed inside three pommel hand control and head position by Sadibou. Allows him to clear the space.
Inside of 2 minutes now in this third of 5 possible rounds. Nice jab lands there for Sadibou.
Stick. Hey, that's it. Stick. 3. Stick. Hey, all right there. Take charge. Knee, underhook high. Underhook high. Right hand high.
Sadibou did it.
Inside trip. Left side, make a step. Move those feet, Lana.
Sadibou did a nice job of meeting the level of Delano Taylor. That's what allowed him to get that underhook.
Yeah, got right to the waist, double underhooks, and came up.
And now he pushes out again. Double jab there from Sadibou, who still is on about a 2-to-1 ratio kicks to punches. Not super typical, but that's the way he's doing it in this stand-up battle.
Yeah, you know, this isn't, one of those fights where it's extremely exciting or anything, but it is so impressive to see someone who can throw these strikes from the outside, stay disciplined, and stay moving. This takes tremendous discipline and footwork and knowledge of range.
Delano Taylor attempts to dive in on a low single there. Sadibou steps out of it, and that's the end of the third round. Two 6'3" welterweights squaring off in a tactical, technical striking battle so far. Delano Taylor tried to get this one.
Let's go, guys. Keep busy.
So far unsuccessful.
Yeah, Sadibou just proving to be a master of range here.
For the first time tonight, we are in the championship round. Sadibou has never been to the 4th round. And he reaches down to initiate a grappling exchange. This time Delano Taylor meets his level, shrugs him back up chest to chest. Interesting, Kenny, that Sadibou's the more experienced mixed martial artist, and obviously has a long kickboxing resume as well, but Delano Taylor has more title fights.
Yeah, that's right. You know, for Sadibou, he wants to show his full mixed martial arts skill set and see where he can find a weakness here against Taylor. But he's been so dominant from the outside. Taylor just has not found an answer so far.
Delano Taylor wading in behind the right hand and the left hook. But Sadibou is able to evade both. He does eat one jab. Successful counter punching for Sadibou. Stops Delano Taylor's forward motion.
And this is where Taylor needs to go. He needs to look for that big right hand. He's getting closer. Sadibou perhaps a little bit too relaxed. He's in a much better range now, but this is where Taylor can start to take over with body shots and leg kicks.
Nice body kick there from Sadibou.
Those are just brutal.
Kenny, we haven't really seen in those first 3 rounds Sadibou kind of surrendering the cage control, keeping his back so close to the fence that may end up serving Delano Taylor's takedown attempts.
Yeah, Sadibou, just a very smooth operator here. Mixing up his strikes, always at the proper range. Very defensively sound here. And his takedown defense, I think this has really been the big change for him mentally and technically.
It gives him the confidence to open up, to let his feet go, to let his hands go. I'd like to see him use his hands more, especially now as Delano's starting to creep into that range where he should be letting some combinations go and letting his hands go.
Oh.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Quick hook.
Taylor looking to try to make it nasty, but you still got to watch out for those very slick counter shots from Sadibou.
Delano Taylor did a great job on the exit, landed 3 short right hooks to the unprotected side of Sadibou's face. More body kicks from Sadibou. Might set a record for left kicks landed to the body this fight.
Gotta be.
He's just so quick. Sadibou landing continuously with those kicks. Good jab from Taylor there. Output increasing here in the championship rounds for the man who is likely down on the scorecard, Delano Taylor.
So Taylor's complaining about Sadibou maybe grabbing his glove.
Randy, what's your stance on that? A little finger in the glove in those clinches?
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously we know the rules. You're not allowed to do that.
Well,
no,
strictly speaking, Randy.
I guess I had big enough mitts that I didn't have to stick my fingers in the glove. I could grab that whole hand.
Round 4 down. One more to go in the welterweight world championship.
I think it's been all Sadibou really for pretty much every single round. I think Delano's gotten a little bit closer, but C has just dominated the distance and those long-range strikes in this fight.
Fighter performance rating actually gives a very slight edge in that fourth round to Delano Taylor. A score proprietary to the PFL between 0 and 100, based not only on the action inside of the cage, but the impact those actions have on your opponent. Taylor pressing forward now.
This is what I would like to see from Taylor earlier. This is where he can close that gap and surprise Sadibou a little bit.
Another high kick from Sadibou.
These shifting stances, the tie walks coming forward. Taylor's looking more comfortable.
Kenny, what adjustment could Sadibou make to maybe get a finish here in this fifth and final round?
I think he needs to look for that left hand right down the middle as Taylor tries to close that distance. And Taylor's aware of it too. He's being very careful to not rush it too much. I also would like to see him, like he just threw that shot, that left kick going upstairs. He's been attacking the body a lot. Perhaps he can catch the guard of Taylor dropping a little bit.
Taylor the aggressor here. C backs him up with a jab. Counter hook there from Delano Taylor. Sadibou changes levels and presses forward.
Almost thought he was going to drive through with that double leg. It looked like it.
Wishful thinking potentially from Randy Couture. Wants to take down from the striking specialist. We saw him do it to Rory McDonald.
Those are sharp knees there from Taylor to the wads of Sadibou and to the body. Very nice.
We saw the live odds climbing in Sadibou's favor all fight long. They've started to regress a little bit now. It's still not close according to the odds makers, but Sadibou back down to minus 650. $1 million to the winning fighter in this welterweight championship. And Dan Hardy, we're halfway through our final round. What can Delano Taylor do to pull off a comeback?
You know, he's got to commit to that single right hand. The problem that he's having, because he was struggling with the range, he started to double up his right hand, and now Sadibou sees level changing underneath the first one. It's really interesting. One takes a step forward, then the other one counters. What I am liking about Sadibou, though, on the back of his left hand, on the back of his left kick, sorry, he's throwing a right hook, and a couple of times it's come very close to Taylor's chin. Something to watch out for, but as I said, Taylor, he needs to commit to that single right hand, because Sadibou sees level change on the second one and it's missing every time.
Taylor, as Dan was speaking, was able to land the right hand that snapped Sadibou's head back, but the Swede is not going anywhere. You got to credit Delano Taylor. He knows that he's got to be the aggressor in these late rounds, and he absolutely has been pressing forward, higher output. Question will be, is it too little too late if he can't get a finish? For a guy who's only 12 fights into his pro career, I'm impressed by Delano Taylor regardless of results.
Very impressed. Great athlete. Fight IQ much higher than he should have after 12 fights, honestly.
No question. He's going to learn so much from this experience here against Sadibou.
Last minute of this title fight, $1 million on the line. Sadibou once again changes levels and presses forward. Body kick again. Don't want to know what Delano Taylor's ribs are going to feel like on the right side of his body tomorrow morning. Another body kick from Sadibou, who continues doggedly to press forward. Sadibou Maybe feeling this one's in the bag, is retreating around the outside of the smart cage. Avoiding that kill shot, the Hail Mary punch. It will not come for Delano Taylor. Sadibou raises his arms after 5 technical rounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges are in agreement, 49-46 for your winner by unanimous decision. And now the 2022 PFL welterweight champion, the Swedish Denzel Sadibou.
Sadibou with a belt on his shoulder, and PFL CEO Pete Murray has what you're really here for, Sadibou. The big check, $1 million. Sadibou, it's been a long journey. We started this thing in 2018. You were a middleweight then. This is your first trip to a championship, and you earned the $1 million. Finally, after all this work, what does it mean to you?
Wow, like, to be honest, I have so many things in my mind that I wanted to say. Like, this moment is just overwhelming. Like, I've been working for all the years in 2002 for this moment. To be here with this belt, 5-time world champion, my God, that's real.
And nobody is as experienced in the PFL with this format as you are. But the first time you've ever been 5 rounds in your career, you fight all the way through. Is this what the game plan was? Did you think that the best chance for the $1 million was the decision?
To be honest, I trained for 5 rounds. I wanted to get him out there earlier, but he came out prepared, he came ready, he was durable, and my hat's off to him. Delano, amazing guy, amazing fighter. He's gonna be back stronger.
Sadibou, 2022 PFL welterweight champion and $1 million winner. That's 2 title fights down and still 4 more to go. As Sadibou celebrates with the family, many of whom came all the way from Sweden. Our tail of the tape for this co-main event is brought to you by the United States Air Force Reserve. Bubba Jenkins is 34 years of age, making him 2 years older than Brendan Loughnane. Loughnane is 1 inch taller. A 1 inch reach advantage favors Bubba Jenkins on the arms and 2 inches on the legs for the bad man. Miguel Flores, our co-main event, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our co-main event of the evening. And it is for the 2022 PFL Featherweight World Championship. Introducing first in the blue corner. He is a wrestler standing at 5 feet 8 inches tall. He weighed in at 145 pounds. With 19 victories, opposite of 5 defeats, with 10 wins by stoppage. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Virginia Beach, he is the number 3 seed, Bubba Jenkins. And now, introducing his opponents in the red corner, he is a striker, standing at 5 feet 9 inches tall. He weighed in at 144 3/4 pounds. With 24 victories, opposite of 4 defeats, with 13 wins coming by way of stoppage. Fighting out of Manchester, England, he is the number 4 seed, Brandon Loughnane. And referee in charge, Brian Miner.
Brian Miner is equipped with our ref cam. Brendan Loughnane in the green trunks. Bubba Jenkins in the black and gray. USA versus UK. $1 million on the line in the featherweight division. Bubba in the southpaw stance. Loughnane switching back and forth.
Bubba with a quick level change and entry.
And then the smile. It's like he was toying with him. Like, I see, I can get in there if I want to.
Brendan Loughnane showing a lot of the same footwork and stance switches that we saw in his semifinal against Chris Wade. That can be very confusing to deal with.
I don't think we'll see Bubba Jenkins switch stances as often as Chris Wade does, so we'll see if that affects how much Brendan Loughnane does it.
Well, it's going to be a little bit of a different problem, especially for a guy like Bubba Jenkins who likes to get that lead leg to set up his takedowns.
Exactly. Changes your takedown, what side your head's going to go on, and that can be a big problem for some guys.
Both men going to work on the low legs of the opponent here. Good head movement there from Brendan Loughnane as Jenkins threw a double jab and a two.
Loughnane very quick with that jab. Both men trying to attack the lead legs. Bubba going very low. He says that was close.
It's close, the bad man says. Never short for showmanship.
None at all.
Nice right hook there by Bubba Jenkins.
Jumped into that right hook and then changed levels and in on the legs. See if he can finish now.
Big moment in the fight here. Can the former Division I national champion get Brendan Loughnane to the ground? Or has the Brit improved his wrestling enough to stay on his feet?
Loughnane in on that split stance so far. See if he can push down on that head of Bubba Jenkins or maybe hit a switch.
Really needed to hook a wizard in with that left arm and he just didn't do it. He's got great enough balance to stay up.
Yeah, and this is going to bode very well for Brendan Loughnane. It's going to give him some confidence and perhaps take away some of the confidence of Bubba Jenkins after this exchange. Jenkins with a nice re-attack here, Randy.
Yeah, the second effort takes a re-shot as Loughnane tries to get away and tries to change the angle. And now with a high single head inside. He's at the knee, though, and that's a problem for finishing. He needs to be up at the hip.
Yeah, Brendan kind of using that leg as a frame right now. Let's see if he can limp leg out of it, but Bubba very smart to keep the back of Brendan Loughnane pressed up against the cage.
The right hand of Bubba Jenkins has snuck through just a couple of times with some effective, dirty boxing. You know anything about that, Randy?
Never heard of it.
High kick attempt misses there for Jenkins.
Brendan doing a great job, showing some excellent takedown defense so far. Both men continuing to pepper away at those lead legs.
Already a welt showing on the front of the shin on that lead leg for Bubba Jenkins. Loughnane goes after it again.
Yeah, he's throwing a twin. I don't know about a welt. That's huge. Big old belt.
And I think that lead leg kicks are taking its toll on Bubba a little bit. You're seeing him, he's not putting as much weight on that lead right leg.
That's going to make it harder for him when it comes to executing a takedown.
Yeah, he's feeling it. He's definitely not putting as much weight on that lead right leg, guys.
I mean, you can see he's got a calf muscle going out of the front of his shin here.
Yeah, it's already swelling up big time.
Big hematoma on the front of that shin. That lead leg of Bubba Jenkins. It's going to affect his mobility. You see his change stance now.
Oh, nice combination by Jenkins.
And he smiles about it. He knows that landed solid. Final few seconds of this first round. Loughnane got a 42, Bubba Jenkins got a 40.
Wow.
Very, very close margin. Brendan Loughnane, the Brit in the green trunks. Bubba Badman Jenkins, training in Vegas these days. He's in the gray. Maybe a little tiny cut on the bridge of Brendan Loughnane's nose as well from the late exchange in the first round. Good combo from Brendan.
That first jab that Bubba Jenkins threw hit Loughnane right on the nose and let his nose open.
That right eye is swelling a little bit, Kenny, and we saw him have problems with it earlier in the season.
Yeah, that's right. Loughnane trying to take full advantage of that. And again, just especially tough when you get a guy who's switching stances all the time.
Moves his head so well, his feet move great. Oh, that was right on that shin.
Low kick to the calf and shin of Bubba Jenkins, and then a sharp jab behind it. Mixing things up. Good head movement there again from Brendan Loughnane.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Loughnane and how he circles so well away from that pressure. If you're a young fighter, he's definitely one guy you want to study. He does such a great job of diffusing that pressure and confusing his opponents.
Not just moving his feet, he's moving his head as well.
Yes.
And if you go back to the early part of Brendan Loughnane's season, he got hit hard by Ryoji Kudo. He got dropped by Kudo.
That's when we first saw him use any wrestling. He had to wrestle his way out of that fight.
His second regular season bout was close. He was a big favorite in that one.
Jenkins is now reaching with his punches because he can't put a whole lot of weight on that right leg. That right leg continues to swell.
Can't stand on that front leg. That's going to make it difficult for a whole bunch of things for him. And we're 2 rounds in.
Yeah.
Going to continue to beat that up.
Brendan Loughnane called Bubba Jenkins a 3-round fighter. He's going to try and turn him into a 3-round fighter by taking a leg away.
Oh, he's landing some nice little hammer fists as well.
Bubba trying to capture those hips. He's got him now. Look for the suplex. Loughnane repommeling. Wow. Nice job repommeling.
Great defense there by Brendan Loughnane. Halfway through round number 2. A little slip in the center of the cage.
And ready for a guy like Bubba Jenkins, you know, so much of his game, or any wrestler's game really, is getting that motion when you get in on those legs. And he can't drive off of that leg, it seems, anymore.
Absolutely. And then to have him counter those takedown attempts the way he is, there's a psychological letdown in there.
Yeah, totally. Oh, man, those things are hurting me every time he lands it. He's just going right on the shin. He doesn't even care where he hits. He just wants to hit that lead leg of Jenkins.
You know it's bad when you don't really hear the slap because it's a thudding impact. That's that deep tissue stuff. And there is massive swelling on the front of Bubba Jenkins' shin.
Yeah, and Loughnane did so much of his training in Thailand. You know those guys are kicking bags for hours every single day.
Bags with sand in them. They're hard. Man, that is a giant contingent. I'm not sure I've seen them that big.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's Brendan Loughnane's family.
Brendan was saying he probably has over 100 people from the UK who came to watch him fight tonight.
Almost looks like he's wearing a shin guard.
Yeah. Wow. Just, that is not normal.
Good left hand from Bubba. Just missed with the fall right. Oh!
Jab left hook, and that landed.
Brendan just fighting such a smart fight here. But Bubba Jenkins still dangerous, still fast. That right jab of Bubba Jenkins still pumping.
That's 2 straight rights by Brendan Loughnane.
And with that leg compromised, I wouldn't be surprised to see Brendan Loughnane maybe try to hit a takedown of his own as we go into the deeper round.
Cup check
there in the final 10 seconds or so.
Loughnane tried to keep just as Jenkins stepped in.
That corner. Hey, that corner right here.
Now this is actually interesting because you want to take as much time as possible as we see the replay on the cup check.
Right.
But you don't want to take too much time and let that leg tighten up even more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you think you'd want to be icing that in between rounds, but I don't think you'd ice that because it's going to stiffen up quick.
You ready to go? You got up in 5 minutes. You ready? Yeah, why don't you take a minute then? Let's fight. You got 5 minutes. You got 5. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you in this corner right here. Let's go.
Brendan Loughnane yelling at Bubba Jenkins, let's go.
Brendan, see that corner right there? Move out of the game. Stay right there. Stay there.
The final few seconds of this second round of the possible 5 in the featherweight championship. And now they're talking back and forth.
You ready? All right. Brendan, watch the cuff. Back up. Time in. 10 seconds. Fight.
Oh! Big body kick there from Brendan Loughnane.
Loughnane, though, starting to, and I agree with you, Randy, really take advantage of that compromised leg.
Straight to action here in the third round. Bubba Jenkins in the gray trunks, Brendan Loughnane in the green. Co-main event, the 5th of 6 title fights and $1 million on the line for both of these fighters. Take a listen inside Brendan Loughane's red corner.
There you go, Bob. Fast hands, Brendan. 1, 2. You can go to the body. Jab off first. Then follow it up, Brendan. Jab off and then kick. Follow it up, bro. He's missing now.
That was a solid shot by Bubba Jenkins right there.
Yeah, that was well timed.
One minute gone here in round number 3. Bubba got Brendan reacting to the feint and then snapped his head back with a jab. Bubba pressing the action here, having some success in round number 3. Nice combination there from Brendan Loughnane. Bubba lunging with the right hand.
And again, just the heart and determination for Bubba Jenkins to deal with that right leg, just being as compromised as it is.
Get back, jump up.
He's hanging in there, and he's hanging in there very tough.
There's Dewey Cooper in the Jenkins corner.
There's almost a touch of desperation in Bubba Jenkins. He's letting his hands go way more in this round than he has. Changing his leads, being more elusive, level changes, making Brendan Loughnane guess a little.
Oh, and Loughnane attacking the other leg now because of Jenkins' stance switch. He's going to work on that other leg.
Oh.
Loughnane said he worked so hard, and his resting heart rate was at 30 for this camp. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah, that is insanely low.
Slick move there from Brendan Loughnane as he caught the kick and threw the right hand as he dropped it. But now Bubba Jenkins has landed 2 in a row.
Jenkins doing great work with that right hand. I tell you, whether it's the jab or the cross, whatever it is, that right hand doing a great work, whatever stance he's in.
There it is again. Back and forth they go. 2 minutes remain in the third round. And Brendan Loughnane kept saying, Bubba's only a 3-round fighter. Will we see rounds 4 and 5 in this championship duel?
This has been a beautiful display of mixed martial arts skill from both men. You would have no idea that these guys were friendly for most of the season.
Bubba telegraphed that shot a little bit, but he's in deep. Kind of surprised Brendan's not using a whizzer to pull him up. But what he's been doing has been effective, so why change it now?
Yeah, and I think that might be the last of the attempt from Bubba Jenkins. He's just not able to push off of that leg.
But he does back Brendan up with a double jab.
And all that hard work that he's been putting in on his striking with Dewey Cooper is paying off.
Oh, man. Night and day difference.
Yeah.
Any of the other fights we've seen him in.
Because he would be a dead duck if he didn't have this striking on display right now.
Good combination there. Follows it up with that calf kick again, keeping Bubba Jenkins off balance. Brendan Loughnane continuing to attack the leg. Big combo.
Loughnane really finding his distance and range here against Bubba Jenkins. His confidence is increasing, and he's starting to increase the pressure.
He's just hampered the mobility of Bubba Jenkins so much now.
Oh, he's putting it on him now.
Big right hands.
Oh, beautiful body shot. That was nasty.
A couple of knees from Brendan Loughnane. Bubba Jenkins survived these final 20 seconds of the 3rd round.
Man, Jenkins is showing some serious heart here.
Unbelievable.
Looked like Loughnane may have stumbled off of his leg.
Tell you what, he's still explosive. That leg on the button.
He sure is.
A flurry to close it. 3 rounds down. Give me some more, please. Oh, man.
Wow.
What a fight.
4th round. We're in the championship rounds now. $1 million on the line. 10 minutes potentially to decide it between Bubba Jenkins in the gray trunks and Brendan Loughnane in the green.
And we got to give kudos to the corner of Bubba Jenkins because they've done a great job of dealing with the swelling of that lead right leg on Jenkins. They've been monitoring it very well, putting ice in between rounds, managing the swelling the best that they can.
Absolutely, and swelling that, you can see it spread out.
Yep.
It's not as lumped up as big as it was.
He's still throwing it as a weapon. Bubba Jenkins is as tough as they come.
Imagine the pain he's dealing with right now. Put it in the box, put it to the side. Just keep moving forward.
He's eaten so many shots to that lead leg.
And now he switched his stance.
Oh!
Catches a kick, pursues a takedown here. Hammer fist from Loughnane will not concede anything in this wrestling. Limp legs and steps out, spins away again.
Loughnane's been going to the body with that front kick.
Yeah, he has. He's landed that teep many times in the first 3 rounds.
I'm wondering if he's setting up a high kick off of it.
Another nasty one to the low leg of Bubba's right.
Yeah, you see Jenkins starting to kind of try to parry that leg. His hands are dropping a little bit. And if Loughnane is on that, he's going to go upstairs with it last second, maybe with a question mark kick.
Left hand there from Bubba Jenkins. Nice combination, finishes with a right hand for Loughnane. Cracks away at that low leg again.
And I think that's been the difference, just the volume from Brendan Loughnane, guys. You know, if Bubba lands 1 or 2, it's Loughnane landing 3 or 4.
That was a nice right on the chin. That hurt him bad.
Loughnane jumps on for the kill and pounds away with the right hand.
Oh, these are big right hands.
He lands a knee and that's it. Brendan Loughnane, 2022 PFL Featherweight Champion. 4th round TKO.
Loughnane, just in disbelief.
We'll make this one official inside the PFL Smart Cage with Miguel Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 2 minutes and 38 seconds of round number 4. For your winner by TKO and your 2022 PFL Featherweight World Champion, Brendan Loughnane.
Brendan Loughnane, 2022 PFL Featherweight Champion, and the CEO, Pete Murray, has one more thing to go with that belt. Brendan Loughnane, you're taking that beautiful belt and that $1 million back to Manchester with you. I see you're emotional right now. Tell me what you're feeling about this $1 million journey.
Bubba. You know what, bro? I really like this guy, man. It's unfortunate that, you know, we had to fight each other in the final. But I love this guy from the bottom of my heart. I really do.
Congratulations, you deserve it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, bro.
A hand for both of these fighters. A lot of anticipation for this featherweight title fight, and you absolutely delivered. Great display of sportsmanship. Your mom's here. Your family's here. Tell me how you're feeling.
You know what? Forget the belt, forget the $1 million. It's about the performance. Like, that's 2 fights now against 2 high-level wrestlers that I've not been taken down. So, well, I don't think it anyway. Maybe I took a few shots, but I mean, I'm trying to prove how good I am. I believe I'm one of the best featherweights on planet Earth in any organization. I think I've shown it tonight.
I want to talk about the journey you've had, not only this year, we'll focus on this year, but last year, right? You and I talked, we'll pull back the curtain a little bit. You and I talked, and you said, I don't know how you do it with this many fights back to back to back, and you had to make the changes so your body could handle it, so that you'd be ready to go through a full season.
Basically, I'm going to switch my phone off for the next 2 weeks. I'm not going to think of any fucking opponent. Sorry about the swearing. I'll probably get fined for that. Eduardo's looking at me. But no, it's a grind, man. This is the hardest competition in sport, never mind combat. Like, 4 fights back to back. I come in this fight injured. I was in my last fight injured. I'm in every single fight injured. But let me just say something. This woman here and this woman here, my rocks. This woman spurred me on when we didn't have a pound in the bank. And now look what we've got. Now look what we've got. Do you know what I mean? After everything. Thank you very much, man. I love you.
Brendan, you told us. We know you wanted to win. We know you wanted to establish yourself as the top featherweight in the world, but every time we talked about what this would mean, you said, I want to change my life. I want to change my family's life. You've done it.
That's why I cry, man. I'm emotional, man. It's emotional, Sean. It's emotional. I just thank you to everybody. Thank you to you, Pete Murray, everybody at PFL. This is my 2nd season now. It's been the hardest thing I've ever done. All these people, man, that spent the money to come out here tonight. All these people that got on a flight from Manchester, buying hotels. Times are hard. COVID's just ended. And every single person here put money out their bank account to watch me perform. So this one's for you. Thank you.
And perform you did. PFL Featherweight Champion Brendan Loughnane taking a belt back to Manchester. Sadibou, 3 years the elder. He's 2 inches taller. Even though he's a former middleweight, he weighs in below the welterweight limit. And look at the reach advantage for Sadibou. 7 inches for Sadibou over Magomed's arm reach, and 5 on the legs. Tall man, long levers, as Randy mentioned. Lillian Garcia, to you.
In the PFL playoffs, it is win or go home. And now we bring you the semifinals in the welterweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a kickboxer. Standing at 6'3", he weighs in officially at 169 1/4 pounds. In 17 professional bouts, he has a record of 9 wins, 5 losses, 2 draws, and 1 no contest. with 6 victories by way of knockout, including the fastest stoppage in the PFL welterweight division. Fighting out of Stockholm, Sweden, here is your number 5 seed, the Swedish Denzel Sadibou. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he is a wrestler. Standing at 6'1", he officially weighs in at 171 pounds. In 32 professional bouts, this veteran has an impressive record of 27 wins and 5 losses with 19 victories by way of stoppage. Fighting out of Dagestan, Russia, here is your number 4 seed and the 2018 PFL Welterweight World Champion, Magomed Magomedkerimov. Your referee in charge, Andrew Glenn.
Andrew Glenn equipped with the ref cam. Sadibou in the black and gray shorts. Magomed Magomedkerimov in the blue and red. Welterweight semifinal. Winner moves on to the PFL Championship here in this building on October 27th. To show respect at the beginning, and Maga immediately shoots for the takedown. Sadibou tries to get away and successfully does so. Standing southpaw, throws the kick. Maga catches it and right down to the ground. Randy wasting no time. Maga wants nothing to do with that Sadibou striking.
I am not surprised one bit. If I was going to try and face Sadibou, I would do exactly what he just did. Catch a kick when he's standing on one foot and run him over.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the path of least resistance, and this is definitely Magomedkerimov's ocean right now.
Now the question becomes, has Sadibou sees progress on the ground? That's where he's been focusing for years in his training. Has it gotten to the level where he can at least get back to his feet?
Now this is the position where he was able to hit Curtis Millender with an Ezekiel choke. He's got that arm behind the head. If he can get past both arms like he is now, this is what he did against Millender.
Here it comes.
Yep.
He's positioning himself, working his way in, getting a grip on the one arm, and then he'll slip that hand over and put it on the throat.
Sadibou is onto it, able to frame away and create space. Nice job.
Maga goes back to work with the left hand from the top. Sadibou with the open guard here. He's got wrist control on Maga's right hand and is not letting go of it. Nice work there on the bottom for Sadibou to at least take away one of Maga's weapons.
I'd like to see him get those long legs back in the fight. Get a foot on the hip, get a knee in the chest, frame him away so he can start to find a way to work his way to his feet.
Maga trying from the top, Sadibou doing a good job of negating those strikes. And a vice grip on the right hand of Magomedkerimov.
Maga's able to get good posture here. He's got good head position now, starting to posture up and land some bigger shots. Sadibou needs to get on the inside of those arms and post his feet on the hips to create more space and have a proper frame and some kind of limb between him and Magomedkerimov.
Tell you what, still nothing coming through unencumbered though. I mean, Sadibou is not getting damaged. However, he is on his back playing 100% defense.
Agree. Magomedkerimov hasn't been able to really land a clean punch from the top position. Sadibou's tying up his wrist, riding his biceps, doing a great job of protecting himself.
Maga finally snuck one at least partially through and then went to the body. And this, Randy, is where Sadi might do the right thing by putting
away,
the feet on the hips and kicking.
Exactly, kick him away, scramble to his feet.
There's a left hand from the top for Magomedkerimov.
But this is also the kind of position that kind of pays its dividends over time during this fight. I mean, again, you have to carry the weight of that top player and you're using a lot of energy to hold on to that weight, to push away repeatedly. And this is still playing right into the hands of Magomedkerimov so far.
Ray Cooper III watching from his locker room. He'll face off with Rory McDonald in our main event shortly after this fight concludes. Here's that Ezekiel choke again. Kenny, what's the proper defense once it gets to this point?
Well, he's got to create some space. Right now, he doesn't have it in the neck, so he's okay. If he can push on the elbow, that might create some space and get rid of that lock.
50 seconds left. Sadibou able to avoid that submission attempt there. Even though you're losing this round, that's a small victory if you're Sadibou. An earnest submission attempt there for Magomedkerimov, and you're able to survive it. Now he kicks away one more time, still not able to get all the way to his feet, and that is not a good spot to be.
Yeah, nice pass right into a leg drag pass, right into side control. He has 20 seconds to try to do something here. Can he get it done? He does have some nice submissions in his arsenal, especially when you talk about his ability to catch that neck.
Inside of 10 seconds here in round number 1, Sadibou on his back the whole round, but he will survive to see round 2. Professional Fighters League playoff semifinal in the welterweight division. Magomed Magomedkerimov, season 1 champion in the blue and red trunks. Sadibou representing Sweden in the black and gray. A dominant first round for Maga, but not really able to do a lot of damage, and now they're back on their feet. This is where Sadibou wants to keep it this round, Kenny.
Oh! He seems way more relaxed. Nice shot there from Magomedkerimov. Surprised him. Clipped the chin of C. Oh, nice jab there by Sadibou.
We saw Maga's lead leg compromised in his last regular season fight, and he lost balance on it there. Might be a factor later on in this one.
Sadibou is so good at timing you as you come forward. Magomedkerimov should get on those feints and try to keep Sadibou guessing.
Randy, Sadibou's got to be careful about letting himself get walked back into that cage. That's where you see Magomedkerimov setting up another takedown here.
It eliminates his angles of escape and ability to move laterally the closer he gets to the fence.
Long jab from Sadibou. Another one lands. Maga misses with a combination.
Nice lateral movement, nice footwork there from Sadibou.
Back to the jab he goes and switches stances. Look for a high kick coming. Side kick there from Maga. Takedown attempt, nice sprawl there by Sadibou. Nice low kick and right hand combination. That's that laser precision from Sadibou.
Yeah, that was very impressive. He's so quick, so accurate. He's doing a good job of using that long lead hand to keep Magomedkerimov on the outside.
And that's really making Kerimov take some bad shots. I mean, he's reaching, he's not getting in deep and running his legs through his opponent. C is doing a great job of measuring and keeping him outside this round.
No question, and it's so simple, but it can be very difficult at the same time. He's using that lateral movement, and that can diffuse the pressure of that advancing fighter.
So there's a nice counter strike again from Sadibou, but it's a razor's edge that he is dancing on, because one of his best weapons is the kick, right, Randy? But you can't keep throwing one leg up against the guy with the wrestling of Magomedkerimov.
Yes, as soon as you pick that leg up, you're standing on one foot. It's very hard to sprawl, hard to move, drop your weight, and do what you need to do to counter the takedown.
Body kick partially blocked there by Maga. Winging punches, and Sadibou is able to duck underneath it.
He is looking so much better here in round 2.
Rory McDonald, the Red King, watching. He'll be one half of our main event coming up after this bout concludes. Inside leg kick there in the open stance from Magomedkerimov.
And Magomedkerimov finding some success as well of his own. There was a nice shot there from Sadibou, but he is landing some big shots, some overhand rights, some heavy leg kicks, and that's what's going to allow him to open up those takedowns for him.
Agreed.
There's another snatch single. Sadibou dancing on one leg.
Started with a head outside single, switched to a head inside single, and he was tenacious there. He was not giving that up.
That's
phrase "rat on a Cheeto" comes to mind.
I tell you what, that is one of the best things about Maga's game is even when the technique it breaks down a little bit, even if it's not perfect, he just keeps running his legs through those takedowns. That's how he got Millender down, even with his own knee compromised. And now Sadibou on his back one more time.
Yeah, tremendous control of that single leg. And again, that motion that you talked about, Sean, it's very difficult to stay on your feet when you got one leg on the canvas. Great job by the man from Dagestan.
Now the fact that this is a 3-round fight becomes an interesting factor here, Kenny, because having fought someone who you just want to stay off the ground with, you lose rounds but not fights, right? You don't take risks when you're down here. Right. You don't expose yourself to a submission. But in a 3-round fight, you have less time to rectify the problem of being stuck on your back. You have fewer rounds to start back on your feet.
Absolutely, and moving into round 3, he's going to be tired.
Third and final round of this welterweight semifinal. Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, Kenny Florian, Sadibou and Magomedkerimov inside the smart cage. FPR gives round 2 to Maga. Oh, nice left there from Sadibou. Got to stay on his feet in this round if he has any hope of pulling it out. Stab kick to the left leg of Magomedkerimov. Welterweight main event coming up as Maga wings an overhand right.
He slipped and threw that. It was really nice. He rolled his head out of the way to see his punch and followed it with that right hand.
Tell you what, Sadibou appears to be very fresh despite having been on his back in both rounds 1 and round 2.
Well, it's apparent he spent a lot of time there in his training camp getting ready for the potential that he would end up there. He protected himself great. He took very little damage, and I suspect he has developed the conditioning for that part of his game.
I agree. I expected him to be way more tired. He's been efficient, even though he's been on his back. And man, is he still dangerous on the feet. Just needs to throw more volume, in my opinion. He's precise, but just needs to throw more because he is finding success from the outside.
Agreed. He's got to let it go now. This is the last round.
Right.
He doesn't have any more time.
A lot of single sniper shot type attacks from Sadibou, which is great in round 1. It's even fine in round 2, but when you're down 2 rounds to none, you have to make something happen. You're not going to be able to rely on Magomedkerimov to expose himself to unnecessary risk and come rushing in and eat something.
Even if he stays on his feet, just single pot shotting like that is not going to win him the fight.
Right.
It might win him this round, but it's not going to win him the fight. He's got to open up. He's got to let combinations go and try and find a way to finish this fight.
Body kick there from Sadibou. Magomed eats it. That's one of the tough things about fighting this particular Dagestani. He doesn't have a lot of weaknesses in his striking. Right. His wrestling's certainly great. His jiu-jitsu spectacular, and he's got a chin.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, he's a double threat on the feet. You can't just worry about the takedowns. You got to worry about his striking as well. He does have some pop in those punches, and he's trying to really crush your legs as well.
Round 3 halfway gone here as Magomedkerimov lands a lead hook. Sadibou tests a high kick. Maga dives in one more time for the legs. Sadibou able to shrug it off at least for now.
Magomedkerimov's got that left under hook around the body. I'd be surprised to see him walk around the waist and try and find a way to put Sadibou back on his back.
Stick.
Ray Cooper in the back, pacing like a wild animal. No surprise there.
If you've ever been to a zoo and seen a big cat in a cage, that is the way that Ray Cooper is pacing in anticipation of his main event bout.
Yeah, an irritated big cat.
Single leg attempt here by Maga. We'll see if he can finish it with 90 seconds remaining here in the third and final round.
Switched with the body lock.
Kenny, I can't help but think this is a solid performance by Sadibou, but against Magomedkerimov, a solid performance doesn't get you a win. You have to have the best fight of your life almost, and it's not quite that.
That's right. He just hasn't been able to get himself off of the cage and create enough offense to really hurt Magomedkerimov, or at least prevent him from wanting to come forward. It's been Magomedkerimov pressing forward, looking for a way to get to the clinch. He's also found success on the outside with his own strikes. It's not enough to just have some defense. You got to be able to score points and put some fear in your opponent. And Sadibou just hasn't been able to get to that next level.
We come up on the 10-second clapper here. Maga Millions looks like he has punched his ticket to another championship bout, October 27th. The final bell. Maga believes he's done enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored the bout 30-27. For your winner, by unanimous decision and clinching a spot in the 2021 PFL World Championship, Magomed Magomedkerimov!